welcome to Steadfast Path to Righteousness. This is episode 10. Like the 10th episode. Like we made it. We made it this far. Like, wow. I want to thank all of you guys for supporting me. All of your views, your thumbs up, your comments, everything. Just thank you so much. Without your support, I wouldn't be encouraged to keep doing these lessons. So I just really want to thank you guys. I want to go ahead and talk about heaven in episode 10. So this is episode 10. Let's talk about heaven. So in the previous episode, I discussed the last days and I got everything from the book of Revelation. And I know things seemed pretty darn scary, but you guys got to know the truth. And you have no reason to be scared because we all have God. So we're good. And, after everything that's ugly, at the end comes out something very beautiful. So I thought, why not talk about heaven while we're at it? So the person who wrote the book of Revelation was Apostle John. John was one of Jesus's followers. And after Jesus ascended to heaven, all of his disciples continued to spread the gospel as instructed. John the apostle was eventually exiled onto this island. So the people kicked him out of the villages, kicked him out of town, whatever. And he was on this island by himself. And an angel appeared to John and gave him all these visions of our future and what's going to happen in the last days. And that's where we have right now in our Bibles all of John's letters. So, I did previously mention, the things, what to expect in the last days in the previous lesson. I also wanted to mention how there's going to be 7 angels. If you read about it, they're going to describe 7 angels that will come down and blow the trumpets. And each of these angels are assigned jobs, like horrible jobs, right? They all have a bowl of some sort of wrath that they are to pour onto the earth or whatever. Like, for an example, one of the angels is assigned to pour this. It's metaphor, it's a metaphor, by the way. One of the angels' job is to pour like this bowl of wrath into the sea, for instance. The seas are going to turn into like blood red. And everything in the sea, everything living, every creature is going to die. And then it just explains the next one and the next one and the next one, each angel and what they're supposed to do. So, after all this bowl of wrath, and it's just so crazy, you guys, because when Jesus shows up at the end of the world, he says every knee shall bow and every tongue will confess. That means atheists, Muslims, Catholics, Mormons, Buddhists, Islams, all people, every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess. That's what God says. And when God shows himself, people are still going to deny him. It's crazy. God is literally going to be standing right in front of us and people are still going to be like, are you out your mind? Like, what is wrong with people? Like, you honestly, I don't even know, but it's just crazy. That's like, say you don't believe in ghosts, right? And all of a sudden a ghost appears right in front of your eyes. You're telling me you're going to sit there and deny it? Like, it's just crazy. So anyways, it just blows my mind that God is going to come out and people are still going to deny him. It's just crazy. So anyways, in the book of John, he was revealed what heaven will look like. And I'm going to describe and tell you right now. So if you have your notebooks, I am going to just briefly put up some scripture and I'm going to talk about it. Heaven is also known as the New Jerusalem, okay? You're going to find this in Revelation chapter 21, verse 1 through 7. I'm going to go ahead and read that to you. Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth had passed away, and there was no longer any sea. So there's not going to be any sea, okay? That's what it says. I saw the holy city, the New Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, prepared as a bride, beautifully dressed for her husband. So God describes heaven coming down like a bride walking down the altar on her wedding day. That's how heaven's going to be. It's going to be like, oh, So it says, and I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, now the dwelling of God is with men, and he will live with them. So God is like, we're all going to live together. They will be his people, and God himself will be with them and be their God. He will wipe away every tear from their eye. There will be no more death, or mourning, or crying, or pain, for the old order of things has passed away. So in heaven, there's not going to be any more crying. There's not going to be any disease. There's not going to be any more mourning, sickness, death, nothing. We're all going to be perfect in our perfect bodies. There's not going to be anybody with like a crippled hand. You know what I'm saying? A missing pinky. We're all going to have perfect heavenly bodies. You don't have to worry about your relative dying anymore. There's not going to be any more death in heaven. There's not going to be any more pain or sorrow or just working hard. You know what I'm saying? There's not going to be any of that. So that's definitely something to look forward to. Every tear will be wiped away. There's not going to be no more. And it says, he who was seated on the throne said, I am making everything new. Then he said, write this down, for these words are trustworthy and true. He said to me, it is done. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. To who is thirsty, I will give to drink without cost from the spring of the water of life. He who overcomes will inherit all this, and I will be his God, and he will be my son. So that's it. God says he is the beginning, and God will definitely be the end. Now, if you turn to Revelation chapter 21, verse 10 through 27, the angel took Apostle John to the highest mountain, and they looked down, and the angel shows John what heaven will look like. So I'm going to read that to you. It says, and he carried me away in the spirit to a mountain great and high, and showed me the holy city, Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God. It shone with the glory of God, and its brilliance was like that of a very precious jewel, like jasper, clear as crystal. It had a great high wall with 12 gates, and with 12 angels at the gates. So they're looking down, they see 12 gates. The city is just shining bright like a beautiful diamond, right? And in each of those gates, there's going to be angels guarding this city, okay? They're all going to be standing in front of their gate. And it says, on the gates were written the names of the 12 tribes of Israel. There were 3 gates on the east, and 3 on the north, and 3 on the south, and 3 on the west. The wall of the city had 12 foundations, and on them were the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, but back in my previous lesson, in Jesus' story, Jesus had 12 followers, also known as apostles. Their names are going to be written on the city walls. Then it says in verse 15, it says, the angel who talked with me had a measuring rod of gold to measure the city, its gates, and its walls. So now the angel just pulls out a measuring stick, and now it's going to tell us the dimensions of what the new Jerusalem is going to look like. It says the city was laid out like a square, as long as it was wide. He measured the city with a rod and found it to be 12,000 stadia in length, and as wide as high as it is long. He measured its wall, and it was 144 cubits thick by a man's measurement, which the angel was using. So the walls of our New Jerusalem are going to be super duper thick. Like nothing could really penetrate it. Like you're going to need like the freaking, I don't know, some sort of supernatural drill to get through those walls. And then it says, it talks about what the walls are going to be made out of. Like there's going to be like 12 different kinds of stones, like beautiful stones. I'll show you some pictures if I find any. So, and it says, the wall was made of jasper and the city of pure gold, as pure as the glass. The foundations of the city walls were decorated with every kind of precious stones. So here's the stones. The first foundation was jasper. The second was sapphire. The third was chalcedony. The fourth was emerald. Emerald's that beautiful green. I know you guys know what emerald looks like. Some of these stones I don't know what it looks like, so I'm going to research it later for sure. The fifth was sardonyx. The sixth was carnelian. The seventh stone was chrysolite. The eighth stone was beryl. The ninth stone was topaz. The 10th stone was Chrysoprase. Man, I hope I'm pronouncing these right. If not, then I'm so sorry. And the 11th was Jacinth. And the 12th was Amethyst. Amethyst, I know that one. The 12 gates were 12 pearls, each gate made of a single pearl. So the angel revealed to John the walls. They're going to be made of these beautiful stones. They're going to be super thick. So there is that. And then last it says, the street, the great street of the city was of pure gold, like transparent glass. So picture yourself walking on the sidewalks in this city. It's going to be nice, see-through glass type of material. Like, it's just going to be jeweled out, bright, and beautiful. That's what our New Jerusalem is going to look like. So that's pretty interesting to know. And then he talks about the river of life and the tree of life. You're going to find this in Revelation chapter 22. Let's see what he's talking about. It says, then the angel showed me the river of the water of life, as clear as crystal, flowing from the throne of God and the Lamb down the middle of the great street of the city. On each side of the river stood the tree of life, bearing 12 crops of fruit, yielding its fruit every month. So we're going to have this beautiful river flowing from the tree of life, this beautiful tree. And every month it's going to bear these delicious, beautiful fruits that we can just eat on forever. And there's nothing like heaven food. Like, you think this earth food is delicious? Heaven food is going to be even more just heavenly delicious. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of cool. And the leaves of the tree are for the healing of the nations. No longer will there be any curse. The throne of God and of the Lamb will be in the city, and his servants will serve him. They will see his face, and his name will be on their foreheads. So we're going to be like marked. You know, God is going to mark us with his name on our foreheads. You know, we are his, he is our God, and we're just going to, you know, we're going to be in paradise with him forever. And it says, there will be no more night, as I mentioned before. There will be no more night. There will not need the light of the lamp nor the light of the sun. So God is saying there's not going to be light or darkness, because his glory is going to shine. It's going to be so bright. His glory is going to shine upon all of us. It's just going to be nice and bright forever, for eternity. No more nighttime. And they will reign forever and ever. And then at the end of John's vision, the angel says, these words are trustworthy and true. The Lord, the God of the spirits of the prophets, sent his angel to show his servants the things that soon must take place. And Jesus says, behold, I am coming soon. Jesus is going to come like a thief in the night, and that's what he describes it. There you have it, you guys. That is the end of this lesson. I hope you guys understand, you know, what to expect, and just know that we're going to be in beautiful paradise with our God forever. No more sickness, no more pain, no more nothing. We're going to be happy. We're going to be dancing. We're going to be singing and praising and worshiping and just be happy for eternity. We don't have to work. We don't have to worry about getting old and gray and sick like on this earth. So just keep that in mind, and remember, I want to see your name in the book of life. So you better work hard on this earth and do good deeds of God. Okay? So thank you so much for having me once again, and I will definitely see you in the next lesson. And episode 10 anniversary. Woohoo! I can't believe I made it. So thank you guys. Have a blessed day. Mwah!